original sculpture and then hand-painted. This character is an actual 19th century federal marshal. Working from period photographs of her subject, the artist makes a sketch she'll use as a model. She needs plastic-based clay, so it's easier to sculpt. She works in the facial features, referring to the photographs to create a true likeness. She usually starts with the figure's head, and then adds it to the body. She works from more photographs to create his rifle. It's a delicate piece, so she sculpts it separately before setting it onto the figure. Barring her signature, it's now ready for casting. First, the sculpture bakes for 30 minutes at 135 degrees Celsius to harden it. Then workers cover it with a thin layer of releasing agent so it won't stick to the production mold they'll now make. They place a wall around the piece, tightly seal the base to prevent leaks, then pour in a silicone rubber mix. In 2 days, the rubber hardens enough to hold the shape and the details of the sculpture, but it's still flexible enough to enable workers to remove the original artwork without damaging anything. After removing the retaining wall, they use suction to gently pull the piece from the mold cavity, which retains the sculpture's shape down to every last detail. Now figurine production can begin. Workers fill the mold cavity with a mixture of resin and flour made from ground pecan shells that colors the resin and makes it stronger. The mixture sets in less than an hour, and out comes the first of many figurines, a perfect replica of the original artwork. They sand the base to level it. Then they stamp it with the figurine's name, an ID number, and copyright information. Resin is an ideal material for casting because it captures all the details of the original artwork. It creates lightweight, durable reproductions that can be finished in a variety of ways. Here, the first artist coats the figurine's broad areas with acrylic paint. Working color by color, she uses various brushes depending on the areas to cover. She finishes with the smaller details. Then she passes the figurine onto the next artist. She paints in the facial features and other fine details. She starts with the whites of the eyes, then views the figurine from all angles to make sure she doesn't overlook any tiny detail. Her fine brushwork on the facial features is what truly brings this figurine to life. Bass Reeves, US Marshal, is just one figurine in this series that proudly honors the contribution of African Americans in shaping the history of the United States. Once Marshal Reeves passes inspection, workers wrap up production, so to speak, in protective bubble wrap. Each piece in the series comes with an authenticity certificate, bearing the artist's signature, as well as the name and life story of the person the figurine portrays. Collecting this particular set of resin figurines appeals to more than the knick-knack lover. This is indeed affordable art for the history buff. Small-scale figures that pay a large-scale tribute to African-American pioneers.